I am meteorologist Rebecca Kopelman here and have an update for you about the winter storm that is heading to eastern Iowa. And we are going to kind of run through the current forecast, the impacts, and what you can expect for the day as we head into tonight, tomorrow, and early Wednesday. Winter storm warnings right now are posted across eastern Iowa, and there are some winter weather advisories in purple off to the north and west. And that is where we are looking at a little bit of a trend of some lower snowfall totals. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see a little bit more purple sneak in some spots. But we are going to have, regardless, a high impact winter storm, and that is going to lead to some disruptions as we head into tomorrow. I've already seen some schools that have canceled for tomorrow, and I'm expecting more to do so as we go through the day today. We also will have just really rough travel as we head through later tonight into tomorrow morning, and could continue through the day tomorrow as well. So right now, we have the snow that's going to start to move in, and it's going to be moderate to heavy snow that's expected for around a 24-hour time frame. So this is going to be a long duration storm, and we could have some heavy snow at times. We will have difficult travel as a result with low visibility and snow-covered streets. This will be tough for road crews to keep up with everything. And then we are going to have the wind being an issue as we head into the later part of the day and the evening, with gusts up to 45 miles per hour, blowing and drifting, especially in rural areas and open areas as we head into Tuesday evening and Tuesday night. So kind of to summarize all the impacts here tonight through 6 a.m., we're going to have moderate to heavy snow. And I think between the kind of 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. time frame, we're going to have some very heavy snowfall. That's going to lead to the roads being covered in snow, and we are going to have then the issue of crews having a tough time keeping up with it as the snow continues to fall and fall and fall. Snowfall rates at times could be 1 to 2 inches per hour. We then are going to have the 4 p.m. to midnight time frame with the snow starting to wind down toward 8, 9 o'clock, and there could be some blowing and drifting that's happening. We'll then have from midnight to 6 a.m. Time frame where we have the wind maybe still blowing around a bit, especially for open areas where the bigger concern is going to be for that. And if you do have any questions, you can feel free to let me know and I'll answer them as they come in. But we do have right now clouds that are out there, and this storm not too far away. There's already some snow creeping into the southern part of the state, and all of this moisture is coming up from the south, and there is a ton of it. So there's been some heavy rainfall. There's these oranges and reds showing up, and that's going to translate to heavy snow. And that's just a stream coming in from the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be moving in and leading to this heavy prolonged snowfall event. And it's all going to start as we head into this evening. So a lot of the day today is just cloudy. We're going to have some quiet conditions with temperatures slightly above the freezing mark. We'll then have snow showers starting to move in as we head into this evening, and that's when we'll start to see these impacts. So we're going to be dry through much of the afternoon. As we get toward about 4 or 5 o'clock, snow starts to move into our southwestern counties, and then this starts to spread across the area as we head into tomorrow night. We then will have, or tonight rather, we will then have that snow continuing into the morning hours, and some pockets of heavy snow are anticipated as we get into tomorrow morning. And I do think that around that morning commute time, when, yes, a lot of schools are going to be canceled, but certainly some people still having to get out on the streets, we are going to have some heavy snow falling during that time, and a lot of the accumulation happening at that point. And then that snow continues to fall and fall and fall and fall through the noon hour, through the early afternoon, and then starts to wind down as we head into tomorrow evening. So we're talking about a prolonged stretch of snowfall. Could be heavy for an extended period of time, but even just moderate snow expected through much of this stretch here, that's going to lead to the snow adding up, making it hard to drive out on the streets, making it difficult, and making it tough for crews to keep up with everything. We then have the issue of the winds increasing, and as we head into the afternoon, we are going to have the winds gusting around 40 to 45 miles per hour, and as the snow begins, it's likely going to be that slushy, wet variety. We'll then have it change over to some fluffier snow as things cool down, and as we have the snow continue to fall, cooling the atmosphere down, so it will be easily tossed, blowing and drifting, a concern, and that's going to especially be the case on east-west roads and for open rural areas. And then when it's all said and done, we're looking at around really 6 to 10 inches of snow across a big majority of the area. And there could be some spots where we get up to 12 inches of snow. In the north and west, slightly lower amounts are possible. There's some question marks on kind of where exactly that sets up, but it seems like some drier air on the northwest side, the far northern side, could lead to some lower amounts that way, and a lot of the concentration and the energy is going to be focused in the south. So regardless, impacts are going to be very similar. We just are going to have some spots where it's going to be a bit heavier and could be significantly heavier, with some areas picking up around a foot of snow as we head into tonight and tomorrow. We will have basically, bottom line here, tough travel. Tonight, snow starts to pick up in intensity. It'll get slick. We'll then have some heavy snowfall, low visibility, snowy streets, and that snow starts to wind down as we head into tomorrow night, but the winds increase and we will have blowing and drifting snow, and that is going to be the case, especially open rural areas. It may just be a pain in the neck for, you just trying to clear out your driveway. We are anticipating schools to continue to announce closures, and we are going to continue to update you with that on air on iowasnewsnow.com. If you download our apps, also a great way to stay up to date with everything. But we're talking a significant snowstorm after we've only had, like, Garrett's here, a couple inches of snow in the last month and a half, maybe 6 inches of snow. So we haven't had much happen here lately, but winter storm warnings go into effect, and we are going to have those in effect until midnight tomorrow night. That goes a little bit later in some spots where we could have some blowing and drifting, but the winds really start to wind down Wednesday, and we should see some increased, I don't know what I was trying to say. Some improvement. There we go. There's another I word. Improvement on the roads as we head into Wednesday as the winds back off. But then we do have to watch for the potential for another storm on Wednesday, or a little storm on Wednesday and another storm later next week, and so much colder air coming this weekend. So very active wintry pattern. Winter has woken up across the area, and you want to make sure that you have an emergency kit in your car and make sure that you are prepared to deal with this snow for Monday. Everything going to start to really ramp up close to 6 p.m. You want to make sure you have supplies by then, checking your home emergency kit, checking your car emergency kit, making sure your snowblower is prepared and ready to go, or your shovel, whatever you're choosing. We then have, these cancellations that are going to happen, activities being canceled, schools being canceled, and appointments being canceled. So preparing yourself for those adjustments that are going to happen, as well as just extra time to travel as we go into tomorrow. If you do have to go, then make sure that you're giving yourself that time to leave earlier and have that time to really slow down on the streets, and then making sure you have supplies in your car and telling someone of your plans. So if you're thinking of what to take with you, you want to make sure that you have a flashlight, batteries, your phone's charged, maybe an external phone charger as well, a shovel, blankets, gloves, hat, your coat, all that good stuff, extra food. Might need to have a first aid kit with you, some jumper cables. Sometimes people take like cat litter or sand to help if you happen to get stuck. So making sure that you have these things as well if you do have to go out, just in case something happens. Hopefully nothing does, but we're dealing with a very tricky and difficult travel situation. So stay safe and continue to stay up to date. We'll bring you the latest as well, and we will have more here on YouTube, on iowasnewsnow.com, on our Facebook and X.